Mike.
No, you recognize me.
Oh, we're back.
Hello, we're back. Sorry to cut you off, Ryan.
We're fine.
You need a time restore is a little bit better. Sean is a disembodied voice for the time being. We'll try and get it fixed, but for now, he's just a disembodied voice.
Hello.
And pretty soon we'll have a beautiful Ferris face to
Oh yes, I will start working on that. But
or Van
what are
Helsing or
y'all
something.
what are y'all doing now?
So I think we at least
Math.
want to take a couple of days, identify the items, right? I think that's the first thing to do. And then after that, I think that the best course of action is to take what we can and trudge slowly back to Saltport. And then come back later for the copper and the silver.
Why don't we have Grimes here collect more of those kobolds? Right, there's entire packs of the things, and they're going to be worshiping they'll be worshiping us as gods for the time being. Might as well make use of that.
Can we load the sled to capacity? Like if we can get enough kobolds to help us pull?
There is going to be a matter of volume. We haven't really dug into that.
I mean, it shouldn't be that big of it, because like gold is extremely dense, right? Like it's
yes.
If we have chests and stuff to contain it.
Yeah, like a
barrels. Do we
chest
have
of
such
gold.
vessels?
We've just got our bags.
Do you
on.
have a barrel on your character sheet? I mean,
No, I don't. Like, is there material we can use to transport?
Yes, we have a giant
Wealth.
cooking pot.
A cooking pot that can transport 500 pounds of gold.
we
Yes,
do
because
have one
of-
cooking pot. It
Yes,
is
So, Neal, looking around the cave,
yeah,
is there
it's like
stuff we could
700
use to
pounds.
transport it, or is it just like?
There are
Or is
a
that gonna
few
make our
bits
decision
of
for us?
scraps here and there. There's like a tattered cloak and some tattered shoes and some tattered this and that, but they're not great for hauling things around.
Just
I think we should at least try and find the kobolds and
see what they can do.
spread the word that the dragon
Well,
has been slain and that
careful, though,
there's a
because
new big fish in this land.
If we have to leave gear here or loot here, Sleet still being perceived to be alive could keep the treasure safe. If all the kobolds and that know that he's dead, maybe it makes it more
Sir
risky.
William, are you telling me you wish to keep tale of your dragon slaying exploits hush hush?
Maybe just until the treasure is safely locked away in Princess Stella's keep.
What creature in their right mind would cross dragon slayers by stealing what's rightfully theirs?
Whatever those flying things south of these mountains were that the
They're
kobolds
south
took
of the mountains, not north of the mountains.
Kobold stories. Could just be a
Besides-
big bird or something.
Possible.
Well, Grimes, why don't you go and see if you can grab some of the kobolds? I'm sure there'll still be some around. They're curious things by nature. I'm sure maybe one of them followed us up here.
Are you sure none of them came up the mountain with us? I could have sworn there was like a couple.
I don't
Some
think
came
so.
halfway up the mountain, and they ran away when the dragon fly
Right,
by
but I
them.
assume they were still with us. They just like
That's-
scattered along with the dogs when we.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
No,
Okay.
we left them at the base of the mountains. So I guess Grimes will be scouting around while the rest of the party staying at the cave.
Yeah, I think so.
Actually, William and Ferris need to heal up. They
Yeah.
need to, like,
I'm just going to be
rest and-
skinning and cooking. That's Ferris's
Yeah.
job the next 2 days.
I think we spend like a week here.
Okay.
So if you were to stack all of your things perfectly in nice big columns and put them in a box, it would be about 22 inches by about like 4.5 inches for then times 20 of that. Hold on, that's not making any sense. I'm gonna link you guys an image in Discord, in Zoom. This is an
Okay.
image of $1,000 in quarters, and the volume of coins you have would take up about 20 of these boxes.
So it's like a
So that would fail the slot then.
That would
Yeah.
probably fit on the sled, but if you
Well,
also
and
have
then we've got all
firewood and
these-
food and other stuff, it might be a little bit complicated.
I've
we
got
don't need to
hundreds of
take
feet
all
of
of
rope
this.
and twine. We can tie it all down. The bigger issue is, do we have like barrels or something to collect coins in, or like boxes like that to collect?
That's
No,
what the
you're-
pot is for.
The containers are something that you are missing.
So it sounds like we should, let that make our decision for us. Load down the most valuables, leave the bulk of the coins, and then
Yeah,
come
well-
back with boxes and maybe a better sled or some sailors to help us.
Yeah.
tow the
We
bulk
have
of
a
it.
giant cooking pot. We can carry most of the coins.
I think you're overestimating the volume of your cooking pot
It's
compared
a
to the volume of these
15-pound
coins.
cooking pot.
The big
To be
cooking
fair,
pot.
it's a small one.
No, I took a large cooking pot. I specifically took it's 15 pounds.
No, it's a small cooking pot. It's a 15-pound small cooking pot.
What I wrote down was large.
You wrote down incorrectly.
Well, maybe it's large for your tiny elf hands.
Hey, if 15 pounds is small to this game, I have a complaint to it. So.
It's a big wrought iron pot. It's not not
I
like
mean-
a nice thinly pressed modern. You know,
Well,
pot.
no, even a nice like cast iron like Dutch oven. Pick one of those up. That's a good size. So I would call it a
According to
large
the
pot.
economic spreadsheet is a gallon.
Yeah, that sounds
A
about
small
right.
cooking pot is a gallon. A large cooking pot is 25 pounds and is 2 gallons.
Yeah, I would guess
Quantify a cauldron, that's 85 gallons, but it's also 500 pounds, so good luck.
is this Neal's economic sheet?
Yes.
500 pounds.
That's way like
a modern cast iron kettle that is 2 gallons weighs 25 pounds.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming that modern things are slightly more efficient than ancient things.
it's not like steel has changed over the years, although I guess this isn't steel.
Yeah, but the shaping techniques, you might be able to get a little bit thinner. I don't know. I'm just always assuming modern technology is more efficient than ancient technology.
Well, if it's a case of a carrying vessel, call me crazy, but couldn't we cut Sleet open and use its stomach?
Oh yeah, stuff the dragon's belly full of gold.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
like
could
that, I
try
think.
it.
Golden
Probably
sausage.
pretty sturdy. Golden sausage, yeah. As long as
Ferris,
Forrest
you're
doesn't
on
eat it.
Yeah, I'm going to be skinning them and cooking them anyways.
Look, let's worry about this over the next 7 days or so. We've
Yeah.
got some time. We're going to heal up. We're going to identify these items. We're going to burn some of our wood. And then in a week's time, when Forrest is feeling a little bit better, and we've eaten some of this dragon and cut off some of its scales, then we'll take stock of what we've got and what we're going to take and what the plan is. But relax. Look, we just slayed a dragon. You know that slayed a dragon? Apart from me? No. So, revel in it.
I'm
Let's,
sorry, you've slain a dragon before.
No, I have now. So, it makes you all
There's-
famous by association.
I'm sorry, do you
There's-
think you slayed the dragon?
No,
It was
Sparrows, no.
it was a
we-
team effort,
We all did. Yes, we all did. I'm merely joshing with you.
and well,
We will be heroes when we return. Of that I'm sure.
that may take a little bit of hype on some of our parts.
Well, if we take the dragon skull back with us, that should help quite a bit.
It's not really as big as it seemed when it was bearing down with frost breath. Kind of.
It's a dragon.
I don't know, Grimes. It's pretty big. Big as your mama.
My mother's dead,
Now let's not get
and I ski out of the cave. Whee! And I'll. What do we have time that day to? Do I have time that day to scout, or are we mostly? Is it?
I
Sundown?
think you got here in towards the end of the day. I don't really.
Okay, so then
You ski for a minute and come right back.
sure. I'll start scouting tomorrow, I guess.
So should we go to the next day and do some identifying rituals?
Let's do it. Greg, yeah?
Yeah, I'm good.
Did you have identify memorized?
Nope, I need to rememorize it the next day. That's why I can't do
Tomorrow.
it today.
So rest
Perfect.
up, memorize. Can you prepare the items before you have identify memorized?
I don't really know how that works.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I mean, that would kind of be up to Neal's discretion.
We've got
that would
time
be
anyway, it doesn't really
8
matter,
hours
yeah.
of preparation.
Yeah.
yeah,
I
I don't
mean, I
think.
feel like maybe not, because anything that interrupts that preparation ruins it, doesn't it?
I think it says that, yeah.
Probably.
Do we have any alcohol? Because maybe I stopped Yaramir from starting the spell that night.
Oh yes. Shall we toast to
Let's
our newly
let's
minted
relax.
dragon slayers? I've got a rum skin.
Great.
That's 4 pounds on my character sheet.
That should do us.
That's enough for one full person.
This loot hoard here, this could be one of the biggest hoards of treasure that anyone's ever found in the last century or so.
You know what? Yeah, I'd say we're looking at a couple million copper. All things
Yeah, at
told,
least-
maybe more like 5 or 6 once all of these art objects are pawned off to.
I'd say it looks like
nobles or
there's
wherever
a
they're
couple of million copper in coins alone. We're rich.
Can we put that into context? Like, what is?
Yeah, what's
Like, would Grimes have any context to hordes of that size? Like, what's the treasury of a large city like?
Let me give you some context.
What's the war
here.
budget of Drekis right now?
Those are probably things that Grimes wouldn't know, but I can give you
I don't
some...
think I would know the war budget, but I think I may have a sense for how much is in the treasure hoard of a typical sized town, right?
Right. So let's take a look at Solwick. Solwick generally brings in, over the course of a year... is this in... This is still in gold. So Solwick will generally bring in about 19 million copper over the course of a year.
revenue, not profit?
Correct. That's revenue, and that also comes from Thickleglade, Pernissus, and Bondundasir, because Solwick is a county seat. So it's a rather large place. So one of the other smaller towns would bring in maybe like 9 million or 10 million copper a year.
Revenue.
Right.
That
is total income.
So yeah, so it's not like this. So William, maybe Grimes. I don't know if we've gotten to the heists of his backstories, but this sounds like it's probably like the treasure hoard of a typical something like this would be in every town hall. In any moderately sized city, maybe not with the magic items.
I would imagine that
Couple
most
million copper.
town halls don't sit on 4
because it gets spent,
for
won't it?
cash. They spend it, right?
Yeah.
The gross profit is gonna be different.
And I'm guessing and most of that revenue probably comes in the form of like grain taxes or something.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Solwick probably has a treasure hoard of similar
Maybe.
magnitude.
Yeah.
They've got some amount of money in their coffers, you know.
What would the personal wealth of the king be? Like, I feel like this is a lot of money. Like, if we were to have this would make us some of the richest people in the kingdom.
Yeah, well, so generally speaking, you can do copper to dollar, broadly speaking. So it's roughly equivalent to like $4 million. So you can
1%.
Hell of a heist.
Yeah, so you can generally apply that sort of logic to it.
Enough to justify a toast.
Definitely.
I hold my glasses up.
It's a
Grimes,
bit
please.
more valuable
Uh,
because your economy isn't as
Do you have glasses on your character sheet, William?
robust.
No. Okay,
I think we're just passing the rum skin around unless
Fine.
unless there's some fancy goblets in the treasure hoard.
There are probably some fancy goblets somewhere in that treasure hoard.
Nice.
Yeah,
All right,
that
great.
seems more fitting.
Okay, so I pour rum into everyone and I say, well, so a job well done, and maybe this is enough, and I swig my rum.
All right.
To just enough.
Just enough.
Just enough treasure to warrant retirement, right? That's
how
what every
far,
good adventurer aspires to.
how much more land do you think there is south of here? We should definitely use our share of the wealth to commission a ship to map out the edge of the continent for us.
Agreed.
Find out if there's anything worth looking for.
I feel like, I don't know why, but I feel like there can't be much more, but maybe this thing stretches on forever.
Well, let's close the door on that day and move on to the next. Yarmir, you've got all the time in the world and all the space in the world. There's a couple of those weird corridors that you can easily claim for your own and clear up and sweep out and everything.
Yeah, I sequester a corridor and I begin purifying the objects and laying them down at the. I guess I at this point I can now draw a 6-pointed star according to you guys. So I draw my 6-pointed star in the ground and place an object at each point, inlay it with some ash and some ground silver to increase the efficacy of my symbolism. This kind of preparation takes the usual 8 hours, and then I'll go about handling and identifying them as I grind my pearl up and consume it to begin the ritual.
All right.
Do you actually consume it? Does Yaramir eat the pearl?
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah. You've seen Yaramir do this a lot, right? With ground silver or ground things of magical importance. Usually silver, but yeah,
most of his components. Okay,
he consumes some of the components, increase his potency.
makes sense.
Does it?
Yeah.
I guess the proof's in the pudding.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, it seems to work.
So which of the items did you start with?
Yeah, so I decided if I fail an item, right, I will lose the ability to do multiples. So I figured I'd put everything on there except for the paper fans.
Okay.
That's not true. If you fail an item, you can you can go to a different.
I can't identify it again until the next level.
Oh, that's true. But it's not like if you fail the paper or whatever, you can't go on to.
I can go on to another item, but if I prep 5 items and I fail, right, and I couldn't go to a 6th one because it's not prepped.
Sure.
Okay.
So you've gathered everything.
We've gathered 6 of the 7 things. I don't have the lanterns.
Okay. All right, let's do it.
Okay, so first one is the dagger.
Okay.
First property on the dagger.
That is a success.
Awesome.
I will PM the answer to you so you can manipulate the players as much as you like. Just a moment here.
I'm trying to think. Should I try to? Up to you guys, I guess. Tell me. Do you want me to try to fully identify an item and then move on, or do you want me to just get a first blush on all of them?
I don't know. We've got how many pals do you have?
I think I have 2 total.
Two
So
total.
one more round. I would go through. See what you get on that. Right. Use your judgment. Right. If it just tells you that it's magically enchanted,
Use my judgment on each
maybe
one.
another. But if it more or less solves the item for you, I would say move on this
Well,
round.
I won't know if it solves the item until I try again and succeed, and it tells me.
But if you get enough, if it explains the invisibility feature of it, maybe that's enough. And
Okay.
move on and get a first blush at everything.
Cool.
I don't know. You're the wizard here.
Mm-hmm.
Because most items are going to have at least 2 properties,
I hope so.
and then a third or a fourth to confirm that there's no more.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we're just going to get 1 or 2 properties from everything.
I guess what I'll do is I'll try to get one interesting thing from everything. And so if the first property is it has a moderate to hit bonus, then I will try again.
Yeah.
All right, so that is the result from the first dagger test.
Oh, that's very cool. Okay. And then I guess I'll move on from the dagger then. Let's handle the quiver.
Ooh.
All right, give me your roll there.
Oh, that's a pass.
Nice.
Just barely. Good thing you leveled up.
That is a good thing I leveled up.
Is it a bolt quiver or an arrow quiver?
I was going to ask the same thing earlier. Is it have arrows in it, Neal, or?
It's empty.
I would imagine
it's
it's just an
empty.
empty quiver. I imagine you could probably use bolts and arrows interchangeably in quivers.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean,
yeah.
it's just a holder, right? bolts are a little bit shorter, so maybe an arrow quiver might be too long and be awkward, and you have to reach your hand in, but they're baskets, basically, complicated baskets.
I don't understand that. Is that on purpose?
No, I'm retarded. That's what it is.
Okay.
Putin's won the election again. How surprising.
Oh, was that today?
Yeah. Have you seen that England's about to go to war with Russia? It's very exciting times.
Wonderful.
I heard about the poisoning thing, but
That's
I
what
didn't
it
hear
is.
about war.
Yeah. Well, no, they used nerve agents, and now they've some other Russian guy's been found strangled in his hotel room. But our government's sort of getting off on.
And Russia just kicked out a bunch of UK diplomats. It sounded like diplomatic showboating at this point.
We'll see.
We'll
Anyway,
see.
back to
Yeah, after our little politics break, back to some fantasy.
Yeah, I'm just trying to make sense of my concept.
That's okay. I read that sentence and I was like, I'm potentially really dumb or
No.
confusing.
There you go.
Oh, hot diggity damn. Okay.
what's it
That
do?
makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
And then the next thing I will go to, I guess, is the curved sword.
The
That's a fail.
scimitar.
That's a fail. Okay.
And
Damn
then we will go. Thanks, Neal.
You're welcome.
I failed. Yep. And then I'll go to the arming sword, and that's a pass. So we've done 1, 2, 3, 4 rolls. I have 2 more. Okay. So let's do the sword again. Do we want to do the sword again?
Do
we
the
kind
sword
of
again.
know a little bit about the sword, don't we?
Well, it depends. The one you got explain the jumping.
No.
Oh, wow. All right. Do it again, yeah. Fuck it.
Okay, so then think about whether you want the fan or the can.
I think the fan.
Oh, that's a pass.
Perfect.
Barely.
God damn. I am glowing. This is amazing. I feel Spanish.
Senor Greenzerg over there. Okay. Fan or can?
Fan. I vote for fan.
Fan?
Sure.
Okay. Doesn't matter. Actually, is that a false reading? Oh, you should probably be rolling these because there's a % chance of false reading.
Oh, yeah, I think it's 95 and above is a false, so I will
Okay.
roll in the
96
future.
to 100 is a false.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah.
All right,
Okay.
so
Cool.
as you emerge from the cabin. So, you look tired, but what did it do?
Yeah, so I guess I'm like at 1 con, right? So I'm like barely conscious at the end of this.
Barely calm.
Man, what does it do? I guess like I hand you back the sword. I'm like, it allows you to jump very high, and then like pass out.
God damn it.
You're not actually unconscious.
He can be if he wants to be.
He wants to be.
I mean, 1 con is ridiculous. Yeah. Okay. So the dagger. So Grimes, you have a ability to shift into another plane of existence, only partially. Weapons will not strike you as cleanly while you are partially here and partially somewhere else. This here allows you to draw any arrow or bolt at will from the empty space. It essentially conjures ammunition. I do not know anything more about the fan or the scimitar. However, this arming sword allows you to jump very highly once per minute or so.
Great.
Wasn't there
That's
another
right.
property on the sword, or no?
It is a mild bonus to strength. It is a stronger sword than most.
Great. Magic sword. I always dreamt of a magic
I will
sword.
say it's
Another-
mild and not moderate. which is what your bow was. So I would imagine it is a less of a plus than the bow.
Probably like a +1, +2.
Yeah.
Plus 1 or 2, yeah. It's fine.
So this whole plane shifting business, it sounds dangerous. Is it really prudent to just go traveling to other planes willy-nilly for the sake of...
You'll only be halfway there. I do not know. There are rumors of strange pirates that float on sea of planes. Perhaps they might find you and decide they want to pull you in, but I think on whole is probably pretty safe.
Do you want to try it out, Grimes? I'll stab
Actually,
you lightly.
can we make sure that Grimes actually is there and I didn't just get murdered during the day? Because simultaneously during the 8-hour prep, I would have been scouting.
Oh, sure. So where are you going with all this scouting?
What's the weather today?
Quite calm.
Okay. I think I would have tried to plot the route to Fort Pass, although I am kind of curious how skiing down this slope would go.
Dude, you go way faster down that slope,
Is
and
it
it's
doable?
fucking awesome. Oh my god,
Okay,
you
so
are just
maybe I
like
get
heading
distracted.
downhill. Woo!
And I try not, and then I've got to trek back up. So
Yeah, trekking back up is gonna be a bitch.
So if I've got 8 hours, I don't know. I think I only go down a couple. I go down a couple hundred feet, and then I think better of it, and try and plot a way to Fort Pass. But we'll come back to the.
So
downhill skiing.
are you skiing all the way down the hill?
No.
Okay.
No. But just to confirm that it seemed like I could ski down, and then I'll have to
only
back
through
up and
not
around.
through this new route that you're drawing.
So that's what I mostly wanted to see, if there is a route there.
There's no other clear route. You'd at least have to climb up a mountain to get
So
anywhere.
I think that's what I tried to do. So I ski for an hour or whatever, and then I'm gonna. Do you want me to do a climbing check or something?
Sure.
So just don't roll a 1.
Perfect. You can climb up some mountains. What mountains are you climbing?
I wanted to see if there's a way to get from here to Fort Pass.
Yeah, so you scale, a few thousand feet up here, and it just looks like just hills and mountains, and you feel like you could probably climb from mountain to mountain and get on the other side, but you definitely can't take a sled this way,
Okay.
and it would be a little bit rough with Yaromir.
I am always rough.
More information than needed.
You're welcome.
All right. Okay. Then I think I will just head back at the end of that day. That's probably sufficient. It seems like 8 hours of work, right?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Okay.
No signs of kobolds or anything, or
Nope. Still is the grave.
Faris,
so back
you and I-
to the cave. Sorry.
Faris and I, do you want to start skinning this thing? Can I help?
Ferris is like already in the middle of skinning out one of its legs.
Does
William,
your-
you just watch the cooking pot and tell me when I need to start flipping those steaks over.
Okay. Are we
It's a
stewing
bit
it? Or are
delicate. I'd
we...
rather you didn't cause any damage to the hide.
Oh,
Is it white meat or dark meat, Neil?
Well, parts of it are light and parts of it are dark,
Does it
It's
look
like-
like regular
like a
meat
chicken.
on the inside?
Whoa.
What was that? Someone just kill a dog.
A dragon. I think it was Sean's audio freaking out.
It's all right.
Oh,
it's
sorry.
fine now.
It was just a chirper.
Sorry about that. Yeah. So does it look like regular meat on the inside?
I mean, it's meat. It's definitely flesh, muscle, bone, organs.
All right. Well,
Yeah,
I
so we're gonna-
start cooking it then with Sean's help.
So I'm basically like telling William the signs to look for and when to call him down, so that he can like focus on skinning and then just occasionally work on the meal.
Sure.
All right. Not for me to do. I just wait for Yaromir to want to try his identification again, and
Well, you get complete bed rest.
yeah, I get complete
All right.
bed rest.
And then I'm probably back before Greg's out of his trance, or Yarmir's out
would
of his
you
trance.
consider these items to be ancient magic?
Yeah.
Yes, they're well over 1,500 years in age.
I am an archaeologist.
Oh my.
With a successful proficiency check, the archaeologist can identify the general purpose and function of an ancient magical item.
Whoa.
Whoa.
DM may apply a penalty of -1 to -4 if the item comes from a region outside the archaeologist's normal studies or is especially rare or obscure. But I think I could potentially get like the basic functionality of
The scimitar and the can.
Yeah, that's probably more the historical context, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
this sword would have been
That's
made
the general
for like the Caledonian King's Guard or whatever they're from.
Well, it says
So-
for its general purpose as well.
yeah.
What is your archaeology check? I'm going to make these in secret.
My archaeology check is int -3, so 13.
Okay, so I'm just going to go down these suckers, taking a look at this stuff. So the scimitar, you vaguely recall.
Okay.
You've seen a sketch of something similar to this once upon a time. You're not really sure where it came from. The hawk's head at the bottom is really what's standing out to you about it. And you remember this a weapon of this description that was called Nighthawk from somewhere, once upon a time, and you're not. It has something to do with day and night, and its properties are somehow related to an eagle or a hawk, probably a hawk if it's called Nighthawk, and it has some sort of like day-night thing going on with it, but you're not sure on the specifics.
Okay.
The arming sword is unknown to you entirely. The dagger and quiver seem to come from the same place. They both are related to the ethereal plane in somehow. Their origin seems human, but it also seems like some sort of scouting thingy. It's unclear in your mind.
Cool.
Let's see. The arming sword you didn't have. Oh, you totally recognize this fan.
Nice.
Yeah, this is a fan of wind. It is an item that comes from a djinn on the ethereal plane of air, and they use it to fan themselves and create large gusts of wind that can ripple through everything. They are infamously unstable, though, and they tend to rip and wear and tear. And this one's in okay condition. It seems, and this watering can, you fail. The paper lanterns you actually recognize them. Ooh, Sean's gone. As items that exist in the current modern age, and do exist in Arcadia as well.
Hey,
These
Sean's
are
back.
just. Hey, he's back. They're magic paper lanterns. When you do the right thing, they illuminate, and then when you do the other right thing, they turn off, and they're just light sources
Cool.
that on and off.
Awesome.
Yeah, you've actually
we
seen
fail?
them in your previous temple where you lived back in Matava.
Cool.
Did we fail a watering can?
Yeah, it sounds like it.
It's just a watering can. I don't know. It's a magic watering can. How many properties could it possibly have? I think you're all pretty sure on what it does here.
So before I screwed up the timeline, we were talking about testing phase daggers. Did someone have a suggestion for what to do with the dagger?
Yeah, well, I was just going to say, draw it, and I'll sort of just stab you with my old sword and see what happens.
I don't think
Are you asking for a rematch, William?
No, I just want to test how ethereal you are.
I'll
as much as I wait. If we're going to be stabbing Grimes, can I be the one to do it?
The fact you even asked that makes me feel uncomfortable with it. No, I'll try and punch you, Grimes. That seems fair, right?
I will dodge it, but I'll draw the ethereal dagger.
You'll try to dodge it, Grimes. Bring it on. All right.
All right.
Prepared to get punched in the face. What's my to hit these days?
Nope,
D20.
he's going again. He's leaving. But he's so happy. Look how happy he is. I like this,
Damn it.
Sean.
16.
I don't think that definitely won't
What's
do
your
it.
what's your
Especially if I'm total defensing, I think I'm like 20.
bollocks?
But eventually you can
Right
Get a
across the
blow in.
jaw.
There you go. You
That-
crit, Grimes. Roll me critical damage.
What is it? A punch? D4? D3?
no, it's D2 plus your strength bonus. So 2d2 plus strength.
Still gonna hurt.
Are you gonna kill William?
5.
All right.
Do I feel it? Do I feel a connection, or is he like?
Yeah. So that would only resolve to 4 points of damage. Neal, is that how this works?
Yes.
And was there any? I guess we wouldn't know if there's any bonus to my defenses.
No. It doesn't seem like he has any trouble hitting you, but like he hits and like kind of phases into you for a moment before the damage is done. There's like a half inch, maybe a little bit less than a half inch gap around you that is like semi-translucent softiness.
Huh. Well, it doesn't
so
seem
mechanically that was one. So that only dealt 4 points of damage.
Correct.
Cool. And then it's just an unarmed attack, so it recovers over a couple of turns. Correct.
Correct.
That's not permanent damage.
You know, I think I've got an idea about this watering can as well. I pick it up. I tilt it.
It pours water out of it. My God.
I open it up. There's no water inside, right?
No. None.
Yaramir, I think I worked this one out.
Very good. Your powers of insight are truly astounding, William.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, I'm just a disembodied voice again. I was wrong to be happy and excited.
Oh.
So I think we spend another few days and then we start gathering what we can on the sled. Did Grimes manage to find any kobolds? No.
I will go out the next day. I guess so. It seems like the quiver can just infinitely draw arrows or bolts. Like, do you think of an arrow, you think of a bolt, and
I mean, you can give it a
it?
shot, and you can just be like, you go to load your crossbow, and as you reach into the quiver, it just pulls out a bolt, either
But
light
without
or
a crossbow
heavy.
and without the crossbow actually in mind, it doesn't.
No, when you're
it doesn't do anything?
When you are holding nothing and you draw something from it, it doesn't. It does nothing. I should also note though, if you're playing with this, when you draw an arrow or a bolt from the quiver, the inside of the quiver begins to shine with a bioluminescent blue-green kind of glow, and the arrow or bolt that you draw out has the same bioluminescent blue-green glow around it as well.
Whoa. Magic arrows?
Grimes, I think that might be best off in my hands. I do tend to go through arrows a bit faster than you do bolts.
Yeah, they emit a soft light in a 2-foot radius. And if you're standing here and kind of holding it and like, what the hell's going on? It slowly like flickers out of existence. And the arrow disappears too. They're not like solid, tangible arrows. They are arrows of like.
Right.
So could we share that one? Could Ferris and I load from the same quiver?
Oh, you guys gonna like walk around holding hands
Actually,
and drawing
I think-
arrows from the same quiver?
No, but like,
yeah.
if we put the quiver on the ground, can we both pull out of the same quiver at the same time?
Or like can I stand next to Ferris and conjure bolts from the quiver that's on his waist?
And no, it feels like the wearer is the one who can draw. It is a single person item.
I think, yeah. I
Cool.
guess better in Ferris's hands.
All right, so
Fair enough.
Oh, did Yarmir tell about like all the items that he managed to identify or learn about, like the scimitar and stuff?
He didn't get this.
Like, did he relay that to the party?
Yeah.
Okay,
something to do with night and day. Have you tried holding it yet, Faris?
I have. Nothing immediately happens. Something with night and day.
Maybe you can change.
Maybe it's related to vision. The eyes of a hawk.
Yeah, maybe. Why don't you go and take a look out into the darkness?
I like you look and like see a little bit of a reflective glint in Ferris's elven eyes. maybe you should give that a try, William. I think I might already have this power.
All right, hand it over. I grab
Yeah.
the scimitar and go to the mouth of the cave and look out into the night.
Well, it's dark in the cave too, buddy. But
Oh,
sure.
we've got fire. We've got fire.
Sure,
there.
sure. You can go outside into the darkness.
Yeah, I look out into the sky. No
black.
effects.
Clouds are overhead. You haven't seen the stars in months.
I hold the sword high into the air and say, "Son, I command thee to show thyself."
This is the
You hear
scimitar.
Ferris is kind of like chuckling behind William after hearing that one.
So most likely it's like a variable bonus depending on the lunar cycle or something.
Possibly.
I don't know. I think this one's broken. I throw it back to you.
As you kind of toss it across the room towards him, which I don't know why you're throwing magic items around, you can see the eyes and the pommel begin to light up as it goes across, and there's the tip leaves a little bit of a red streak through the air, and you also hear as it slashes.
I'm sorry, was that the sonar ping?
No,
So that was
it was
pretty cool.
It was the sounded like a bird's call, a hawk cry.
Okay,
Does
so
it-
within my hands, I'm going to try taking a few practice swings with it at the
Yeah.
air, and if that streak remains behind it.
Oh, that is so cool, man.
Does
Damn.
it screech when he swings it?
It screeches every time he swings it, and it
God,
leaves
the
a
ugly
streak
armor
of
and the
red
screeching
through the sky.
scimitar. It's gonna be the
Oh,
most
this is so
annoying
good.
fighter ever.
It leaves
Right?
a bright red streak behind, following the tip of the blade when swung.
All right,
Streak
well,
is cool, but you've got this ugly armored elf just going like, "Ah, ah, ah," every time he swings so hard.
so I pull my shield up and walk over to Faris and say, "Go on, take a shot," and I try and block.
Okay,
I won't-
you're gonna have to roll for me.
Special.
That's D20 plus 8.
Okay, Neal, you roll for Sean.
Natural 1.
No,
Probably
try.
like screeches louder, like blood, and Ferris kind of recoils a little bit, not expecting such a violent screech. And I'll go and take another swing at William after that. Kind of having
Another
recovered.
natural 1.
I don't know about this sword, Faris.
I think you made the sword mad. That's a thing, right? There's
It
intelligent
feels like
weapons.
it's resisting me. Hold on, we're going to get this right, and Ferris takes another swing with the sword.
14. Nope.
14.
No hit.
All right.
Are you doing non-lethal damage here, by the way?
That a
I'm
thing?
just taking swings at you. You told me to swing at you.
He's swinging his hit.
All
All right, fourth time's the charm. 17.
No.
If there's a bonus that might hit.
Oh yeah, if there's a bonus that might hit, that might help us work it out.
Doesn't.
Yeah. What's your AC?
Oh, doesn't hit, Mum. 18.
What's your? Oh, okay.
18.
There's no bonus.
So it means it does something pretty cool then.
Or
It's-
maybe
Wait a minute, I'm
only
sorry.
does
I think I
bonus.
have I'm getting my gear mixed up here.
Does it hit?
Yeah, that totally hits.
Oh, okay.
All right. What do I roll for damage? Just the normal damage?
Yeah, what's your scimitar damage?
D8 plus 3.
Cool.
Do you have that much life left, William?
Yeah.
You take 10, William.
Ouch.
D8.
Actually,
wait, there's
you
no
take
bonus?
a little bit. What? No, there is a bonus.
Yeah. Wait. What's the bonus streak damage? Like does the
you-
red after effect
you
leave any
take
damage?
13 damage, William.
Damn.
Shit.
Fuck. Plus 3 sword. Wow. Holy shit. Okay, well that hurt. I'm not sure what that's got to do with an eagle, but it hurt.
I think this sword has a little bit of a mind of its own. It was fighting me at first there, but it started to. When I said don't worry, I just want to cut William to pieces. It seemed a little more willing to.
Can Yaramir heal me immediately to recover D3 HP or something, right?
I can attempt to.
I think Yarmir. Yeah, sure.
I fail. Nope. You are beyond my healing powers.
Fuck. All right. Didn't think that one through, but I was drunk on magic item lust. All right, so let's kill some time, do another identify spell, heal up a bit.
All right. Next, Ryan.
I'm curious about the phase blade. So if I'm attacking from out of it, am I ethereal?
You are.
Like,
Oh.
so am I? Yeah.
Yarmir can answer your questions. I think he has your answers. Right?
I think this is something I was testing myself. Like, if I try to punch the wall or sucker punch Ferris,
I mean, you still hit the wall. Yeah. Like you're,
does it reduce my damage output?
No, according to what I know, it does not. But
Okay, so I can. Okay. So
what you like, if you read what I posted to you, you can see the properties that I know.
sure, it's soaking 1 point of damage coming in, but it's not gonna.
It's not.
It's not turning my fists ethereal enough to reduce their damage.
right.
Okay.
All right. Any other things before we move on to the next day?
Not from me.
Okay. So this is the second day you've killed.
How's the dragon steak?
Oh yeah.
You know what?
Cooking
Give me a grub
proficiency?
skill check, everybody.
Okay, wait. I do have a cooking proficiency. Can we roll it to see how delicious and like just amazing of a meal Ferris is
Should it be
cooking?
like do we oppose the cooking proficiency with our grub skill?
His cooking proficiency is a 20, D8 plus 12. So it's your first time cooking dragon, and you're not really sure what to do with it. And, it doesn't come out nearly as well as you might have liked it. Did you not have a grub skill, Nick?
I don't think so.
You have 11 is your grub skill, buddy.
Yeah.
11.
Nice.
Yes.
Mine is only 6. But somehow I managed to appreciate this dragon fillet.
It reminds you of the poorly cooked food that your dad would make.
I don't like it.
This reminds
I don't like
me
it.
of the muddy catfish they pull out of the Wick River. Is that the name of the river that I grew up near?
I don't know what.
Lamdoon River.
Lamdoon River.
I know what you
River.
peasants eat down in the bloody ghetto, but it tastes like shit.
I just told you
Never had
mudfish.
to be sure what I was doing.
It's okay,
For a nice
Faris.
solid- Became a little bit more delicate next time. Strange flavors.
Maybe next time you'll do a better job. Maybe it requires stewing rather than flash frying.
Oh yeah, mudfish stew is the Ritz.
So what are we on Christmas Day?
Hmm.
All right, let's. Greg, are you saying you want to keep another day in between casting Identify again?
I think I have to, right? Because how long does it take to regrow my con?
Not as
per
bad
hour.
as you think it is. It's only bad if you pass out.
Yeah,
You're
I
getting
think
1 point an
I think
hour.
my con comes back. Do you want me to identify it again? Is that what you're? That's fine.
I feel like you might as well try and do the other stuff that we haven't
So
done.
if you rest all day, I think you can.
I could conceivably do the same thing tomorrow.
So
Yeah.
8 hours, yeah, if you're up for it.
And I also need healing though.
On healing at level 6, I get another proficiency slot. Can I be an herbalist now?
Oh. Yeah. Yeah, why don't
Nice.
you take that?
Okay.
So
Nice.
do you have the herbs on you?
Yeah. I've got herbs on me. I got them from my garden with cat.
So, I mean, we get 3 a day now if we get full rest. Is that,
If
is that right?
yeah, like once you get back to the fort and you properly prepare all the herbs that Yaramir needs.
I have like a grab bag of herbs with me, right? I think I need to go
You
to
just
the
got proficiency,
proper
so
herbalist now and get the right stuff.
Right. So why don't we say on any given day until you get back to camp, you can like you'll make a proficiency check to see if you can make use of what you've got on you to
Sure.
do something. And then once you're back at the fort, you'll have all the supplies you need.
Cool.
Okay. Oh yeah, did I mention, by the way, Neal, for skinning the dragon, I'm going for I want to get about like man-sized chunks to it, but I'm going for a few different techniques each time where I'm going to take like a thick bit of hide with it, then a thin bit of hide, and then another bit where I take just scales.
Right.
I'm not sure what we would need to make armor, and I want a
I
few
need to roll a d6 really quick.
Oh yeah, level up.
oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
3 HP.
Nice.
Okay.
Bit roboty, Sean.
Oh, don't
afraid.
fucking. All right, I'm just gonna use a phone for the rest of the game. Sorry,
All
guys.
right.
Can we get
That
a little
sounds-
Ferris face?
Oh
Neal?
wait, am I still here?
You're still,
You're still
buddy?
here. You're
All right, if I
stuttering.
disconnect again, I'm going up to the phone.
Okay.
Have you tried turning off everyone else's cams apart from your own? Then you might actually save some bandwidth.
I don't actually know how to do
You
that.
can't turn off everyone's cams.
Yeah.
You can lower down the quality though, I think.
You could
You can do
go
something.
to gallery view or to speaker view, and that should probably reduce the quality a little bit.
Is
Yeah,
that actually how it works?
I don't know. I'm
Here,
guessing.
I pinned my own video, so maybe that'll help. Who knows?
Maybe. Well, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. So you killed the dragon on the 19th. You identified magic items on the 20th, and now the 21st is around. You're gonna do another round of IDing.
I think so.
All right.
8, 6, 15, 30, 17.
Math is hard. And we lost Sean.
But sort of lost. He's still here for me.
He's like switching devices and stuff.
I don't know. It's all a mess.
So the next day I will continue to scout, I guess.
Okay.
I don't actually know what so it seems like the first day I sorted out we can't actually get to Fort Pass. But maybe I will ski all the way down if it seems calm.
It is a calm day today as well.
Skiing uphill is gonna be a bitch, but
You'll have to walk uphill.
yeah.
Uh-oh.
It's okay. There's a lot of Sean's now. It'll be fine.
Oh my god. All right, I'm staying on this phone. I'm not getting off this phone.
All right, it'll work. It'll work. So Yaramir, tell me what you want, and I will make some rolls for you.
Okay. So I failed on the scimitar. So let's start with the scimitar.
All right, and you have a 60% chance.
60% chance.
Wait. Once you failed, you can't.
Oh,
Try
that's
again,
right.
right?
I can't do the scimitar.
that's
I
right.
failed. Yep, you're right. So I failed the scimitar and I failed the fan. So let's do the can.
You know what? It's too complicated. This is a bizarre object. What could it possibly do? You have no idea.
All right. Then we'll do the paper lantern.
Yeah, just as you expect, this paper lantern, you touch it, and you kind of just think about turning it on, and it turns on. And
Awesome.
that's...
So I have, that's 2. Let's do one more on the paper lantern, make sure it's completely identified.
You can decide what color it glows when you turn it on or off.
Oh, it has more properties. Okay.
That's pretty cool.
That.
You get some mood lighting going on here.
Yeah, baby. All right.
Can he rapidly transition the colors to make it like a disco ball?
I'd have to use another identify to find out, I'm sure.
Can you? All right. I know that these lanterns are very interesting, but what about more properties on either the dagger or the sword?
Where I was going.
Sure.
Dagger next.
No
That
other
was a
properties on the
96.
dagger.
Oh.
Okay, dagger fully identified.
Yeah.
Fully identified, or you failed?
He passed. No other properties.
Okay. So it doesn't have a magic bonus to hit. It sounds like.
No.
Okay.
So the
Sword.
yeah, arming sword.
Maxed out.
Okay, sword's fully identified. Did I fail on the fan? I did. I failed on the fan and failed on the curved sword.
I think it's just the quiver left.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you do the quiver again.
quiver's the only thing left.
Okay. Well, this is the same property you kind of saw earlier. When drawn, the bolt or the arrow and the quiver both glow, and they will glow together until one of them goes out. They go out if they're kind of not used, or once they like have been fired, hit, and then stop. So,
Okay.
yep.
All right, cool.
Any other things?
No, that's all 6, right?
All right. There you go.
Okay, so things left to do are skin the dragon and review the books, and then heal a bit. That's it, I think. So we're getting 3 HP a day now.
Yeah, actually, I think.
Oh, if
You get 2
Greg passes
HP a
check.
day, and then we'll have a proficiency check for the last one.
Do you have to make the check every time?
I think so.
Until he gets his full complement of herbs, yes.
Oh, okay.
Some, is it true that if you rest for a full week, you get to add your con bonus to your healing?
Yes.
That is
Yes,
true.
it's a week of uninterrupted rest.
We could do that though, right?
I think
At a
it's for
certain
every
point, you
day
can
as
start
well.
running out of food. We're going through food pretty quick.
7 days though, I think we should be all right.
We've got a dragon carcass.
We're eating 15. We're eating 15.
We're eating dragon rations.
We're eating the dragon, yeah. We're all right.
We
Yeah.
shouldn't be eating rations for the past couple of days.
We're
I
definitely eating rations. Your dragon food sucked. No one ate it.
Whoa,
Grimes is eating dragon rations. You can take me off the list.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll eat the dragon too. It's all right. I'd like to stay here for a week if we can. Get some extra
I mean, I
healing.
don't think the dogs care. Meat is meat to dogs.
Yeah.
So Ferris is just cooking a big pot of dragon every day.
Plus, you skinning all of the scales that we need is going to take a long time.
You'll be here for a while, definitely.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
a
I'm not
week.
taking like the whole hide. I'm just trying to get like a few man-sized
Oh yeah, but
chunks.
Right.
I want dragon scale armor. I don't know whether it's going to be good or not, but I want to walk back into Solwick in shining white dragon scale armor
Mhm.
with a magic sword and a dragon scale shield. Maybe you can even make me
And
a
then
new shield.
immediately have it confiscated by the princess and put into the royal treasury.
No, I'll be there.
Executed for not sending 75
Give it to her number one
back
night.
to the fort.
I might need another shield as well to complete the set, you know. Does your leatherworking proficiency stretch to forging the armor, or is it just the skinning?
He can make armor. I have
yeah.
created a brand new system for Ferris to play with to figure out how he wants to make armor. And once you've collected all these scales and you're back in a situation where you feel like comfortable sitting down and spending some time making armor, we will walk through the system and how it is that you come to create armor. And depending on your checks and your rolls and how much time you spend on it, you will create qualities of armor that can range.
That's awesome. Okay. Well, I think once we get back to the fort, assuming that we've managed to collect all the stuff, Yaramir can be granted his 2 months' time or whatever it is he wanted to do all his magic stuff, and Faris can mess around with the armor. I think we bought ourselves some downtime. Yeah, definitely. So let's heal up a bit, and then let's concentrate on getting back to Saltport and picking up the rest of the stuff if we can.
All right, so it's been... This is the end of the second day, Ryan.
Yeah,
sorry.
So I'm going to leave my backpack and climbing gear. And remove my chain shirt, and then I can ski around looking for kobolds unencumbered.
So the bigger concern I have is we need to burn 12 hours of firewood a day. How many pounds do we have?
We have 204 remaining, and we need to burn more than 12. We're gonna
12 hours a day because we can lose cold points in between.
Yeah, he's right.
I don't know about you, but I don't think we're losing cold points during the day. I think we're just burning the fire.
I'd rather burn it for 12.
I mean, I think Greg's right. We would not have a fire.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
because we have to ration wood. There's no wood on this mountain. Ferris would suggest rationing things.
Well, we can definitely do 7 days. It's no problem. We've got enough.
We have 204 pounds left starting today.
Until we get caught in a blizzard. It's fine. We can do... Like, if we do 24 pounds a day, we're going to use almost all of our wood before we leave this place.
Yeah.
So I'd rather do 12.
Let's do 24 for the first few days, and then maybe towards the end of it, if we're getting worried, we can switch to doing 12.
Well, let's have Grimes scout around right now, because that's actually happening today. So Grimes, are you heading down the mountainside?
How many miles is it down the mountain? So that's something I want to figure out.
It's like 10 miles down until you hit the forest and the flatlands.
And uphill mountains, we move at D6 per day.
This would be hills. This is a slight incline.
Okay, hills, so but it's still like I can ski down, no problem. But getting back uphill, it
might be very slow. Yes.
Well, I think I will ski to the base and look for kobolds, and maybe I get stuck trudging uphill into the night.
All right, so you get down to the base. Let's make our kobold encounter check. You find no kobolds as you scour the tree line down at the base of the mountain. If the ones that were with you that kind of stopped here seem to have disappeared. It's been calm for a couple of days now with no new snowfall and no real winds to speak of, and there are no kobold tracks anywhere to be found.
It looks like there's some trees scattered about. Is that correct? Like based on the map, it looked like there were a few trees between here and the top of the mountain.
There are a very few number of trees.
But if we fell a couple of trees, that's firewood.
Perhaps,
set. So that seems like that may be doable if we run low.
Yeah.
And then I think I want to begin the trek back up the mountains. And
give me a 2d4.
See what sort of timing we're looking like here. So 6. So today maybe I get lucky and make it back up around nightfall.
It's a 10-mile hike.
You said it's 10. So it's like, can you show me where it's 10? So it's like we've got to like take a
7 to here, and then then another.
Oh, William's token is not at 6 there.
And then it's like another 3 to the mountain itself.
Okay, I'll move myself. There you go.
No, that's not it. That was your estimation of where Sleet is, right?
I don't know where it is then. Oh no.
All right, so then I am trekking through the night to get back.
Okay, so you will have spent. You've got a lot of cold points.
I've got like 27 warmth points, so if it's a calm day, I can just push on.
It'll take you... Yeah, because you need to go about 50% farther than you've already gone. A little bit more than that. So you don't return until like well past midnight.
So
I think you come in exhausted. Because you've been hiking uphill through snow all day and then all night.
Yeah. It's calm. I assume ordinarily there'd be like a strength check to press on, or is that not even? Or if you've got warmth, can you just press on?
I think you can press on, but you're just going to be useless for the next day. Your muscles are aching. You're sore. You're up until the sun, and it's been like trudging uphill by yourself in the silent, freezing weather. I think since you have time to rest, you're out for the next day.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so it seems like we should plan on it being a 2-day journey up the mountain, at least.
That seems
There's
fair.
some wood. There's some firewood.
Good.
Some
Well,
firewood near the base if we need to go down in an emergency, but I don't think.
No cobalt though?
Yeah, no sign.
Okay. Well, I've decided that I think we should stay here for about a week, heal up some, work out, what's the most valuable way to pack the sled, get the most useful stuff back to Saltport, and we can come back. If we could get everything but the copper and the silver on the sled and in people's bags, that would be ideal. But you can Grimes, spend some time trying to appraise these objects and work out if any are more valuable than gold in weight.
I'd say they're all probably more valuable than their weight in gold.
Great. So let's pack all this stuff.
They're already made of precious materials plus the artisan's investment of time.
Okay. So let's see if we can get all of this on the sled, plus these weird weapons, and this chainmail stuff, the books.
Did Ferris sort out a way to transport the coins using dragon parts?
So having cut this thing open, do I find a big sack, we dry out its stomach and make a big sack out of it?
Yeah, I suppose you could. Yeah, you've got stomachs and intestines and bits of dragon that are all gross, and you don't have. I guess you do have endless supplies of water to clean them with. To be honest.
Yeah, and we'll clean them out, and then we'll. I think the plan is just to dry it, and then have it be a big sack.
Sure. The inside of the lair is getting a little bit icy from all this water flowing everywhere and freezing, and you can move it outside.
I'd probably take it outside for the I'd probably take organs outside for the washing process.
Yeah, the cleaning process, and it does produce a lot of ice wherever you are working. But you have literally endless supplies of water. So
Excellent.
Great.
Woohoo.
Could I use it potentially to ice over the front of the cave?
Yes.
I want to conceivably, if we were to leave, could I make the entire front of the cave a wall of ice? As the dragon had breathed it shut.
It would take a while, but conceivably it could be done.
That's a cool idea, Yaramir.
I have them occasionally.
What's that?
Nice.
Freeze the front of the cave shut?
Yeah, basically freeze the front of the cave into a wall of ice. Because
and just pick our way through it when we get back.
People know that the dragon's lair is here. I don't think they want to go inside if the dragons decided to close it, right? Dragons are fearsome.
That's a great idea. That sounds like it's totally worth the time to do.
And since you are going to be resting, I think for a week, you said, you can start closing it up before the day you want to leave, and just kind of
just kind of slowly narrow it down so we can still come and go and then finish it at the end.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it then. Let's skip some time, heal up.
All right. So
Do we
we're
go
gonna
on a break here just about?
Yeah. You want to skip to the 26th? You want to skip 7 days from the battle?
Yeah. So 7 days of healing. Yeah.
Yeah.
6 days for you, Nick, because you were in a fight.
Can I do
right.
some mountain scouting at least one of those days to the west?
But let's take a break because we're well overdue,
cool.
and we'll come back and we'll do all that jazz. See you on the other side of our break.
Bye-bye.